We will stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty for all. Wondering if we could strike what's his discussion about.
Oh, fine.
Sure. The warrants would have been on Monday, you know? Any questions on them? No. I had one question on the warrants, I believe it was Bank of America. Is that Quill?
We have a Bank of America.
Sorry, BMO dash Quill.
Yes, we ordered construction paper.
$1,000 worth of construction.
Well, there's probably more, let me look.
Okay.
So we ordered construction paper, we ordered roll paper. We don't get that from the county superintendent's office anymore. It used to come to overnight, so we did the bulk, basically year-end stuff. We also ordered file folders. I can do a detailed invoice. I can go get it or get it out.
Okay. We did not have any transportation contracts, JV approvals or, pilot knowledge. If there are no further questions, minutes for warrants. Take a motion to approve. I will make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Guest comment section. Members of the public are encouraged to comment during this time regarding items not listed on the agenda. Chair will seek public comments on the agenda as they occur. By law, the board cannot take action on matters discussed during the public comment portion of the meeting, but may include a matter raised during this time on a future agenda. The board would like to remind everyone to avoid commenting on private personnel matters, private student matters, and individual matters. Do we have any guest comments?
I thought that this was the calendar one, so I have myself all ready to say calendar stuff, so I might as well do it right here. I was on the committee, and one of the calendars that you guys will be getting is one that has a 1 o'clock early out on it. And as I understand it, the board wasn't real thrilled with the idea of early outs, and so I just wanted to explain to you what our thought process, or mine, I don't speak for anyone else, but my thought process was behind the 1 o'clock early outs. When we interviewed the principals, communication and collaboration, that was their thing. But even when we asked them, how will collaboration happen, none of them really knew, because we really don't have time for it. So with having the 2 hours off every Friday, the idea was to be able to have an actual staff meeting where we could plan for what's coming next week, talking about last week, what can we do to make it better, and then have a collaboration time for the teachers so that we can talk about what we want to do together and then have time to actually implement that. And so as we were talking about it, we were talking about in the 4 different weeks. 1 week could be, definite talk about what you want to do for collaboration, and then maybe the next week you could actually do some implementing. And then, like right now, we have Genevieve coming in for 2 hours for PIR, so maybe have one of those one of the Fridays. And so for me, it was, the thought process was more teachers being able to talk to one another and collaborate and we needed 2 hours, it seemed like, to get a PIR in, not just one. And so that was kind of our thought process behind offering up that calendar. And so I just kind of wanted to speak to that. So you didn't think we were just thinking, oh, Friday afternoon, no. Yeah, we actually had some real thought processes behind it. And I know even with our principal dad, when she was asked that question, she said, I'm not really sure how the teachers did it. We just did it. We do it in 5 minutes on the way to the bathroom, and so it would really be nice to have time that was actually collaboration time for our grade levels.
I feel the same way as a third grade teacher and being a second year teacher. I feel like that time would be very meaningful to me, because then I can maybe sit with Carrie and I can sit with 4th grade and really collaborate, make sure that I am doing all across the board. We're all kind of working together and we're teaching and we're collaborating and we're doing what we're supposed to. So for me, that would be ideal to have that time to work with these ladies and get better at my job.
It does, it allows us to speak about our students and, where they were struggling the year before and how to best reach them, things like that. It's also very difficult to try to do staff meetings or things like that once a month. There's just too many things that come up that need a more frequent meeting, that kind of thing. So, so I would assume the board takes this into consideration, but community and staff, I think Deb had a definite first choice that I'm sure will be presented to you when you see the calendars.
I just wanted to talk about the math counts, but I don't know, should I?
Guest comments is great.
Okay, so the math leads, so there were 4 8th graders that placed second in the chapter competition here in the Flathead. And Whitefish took first, and so they went to state, and because our team took second, they got to go to state. It was a really cool opportunity to be at Montana Tech for them. I actually. Okay. I just want to thank Kaylee for driving. It was really nice to have a parent there too, to help, and because when you're kind of just thinking about the kids the whole time, it's hard to just take everything in, because it's the first time I've ever been able to do anything like that. And so having the kids be able to experience that at a level that they have worked for for a long time was really cool to see. So I think that those types of competitions are important, and seeing it come to fruition, they were so excited about it. It was, I think, it was quite interesting. Like, some of those kids were answering, the ones that went to national from that competition were answering so quickly. I was like, I'm a fast reader. Before I can even get halfway through the question, they were ringing in and answering those questions. And unfortunately, our 4 did not get to be a part of the top 10, but Cole Chin was 25 in the 25% top level of at that level, came in the 25th percentile, and that's really very cool. And so thank you to everyone who had to stay here and let us go with kids. So it was very cool to see them in their moment at that.
Nice job.
Thank you, teachers.
So I was just gonna update you, so our 4, 5, 6 grade team is gonna be starting their tournament for girls basketball tomorrow. So they'll have pool play tomorrow, pool play Friday, and then a single elimination bracket on Saturday. So we're gonna wish them good luck on that. And then next week we are starting cross country for kinder through 8th grade. So I'm excited to see all the kids that show up to run with Tika, and it'll be exciting, yeah, to watch those little guys get their little legs running, and I love watching the older kids like be the yeah, the mentor with the little guys, and so it's really neat to see how we come together. So
And it feels really cool that kids like to run. Like it can make it fun for kids to run. I don't really remember that when I was out.
Uh, Tuesday, the Masons came out and gave me a check for $500 that Shannon applied for me. That goes to math and science. So thank you. That was quite a surprise.
Yeah. Andrew did say, two men came and gave Miss Benson that.
Yeah.
Hi, sorry to interrupt. We're trying to do a Hunter's Ed down.
I got you.
Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
And I believe they sent a picture of Autumn Masons.
Yeah, something.
Or something. I don't
Did you
know.
look at that picture?
For our,
Yeah.
Oh, so sorry.
Okay. We can't have this, we can't have back and forth discussions.
Okay, okay.
Probably.
Okay,
But you guys want these next ones? Any other guest comments? All right, we're gonna move on to our action items. Our first action item is to hire 25-26 principal ed. One day, board member here, one day email would have had that. Yeah.
So with the contract, the updates, that's, I don't have it in front of me, but, with an administrator, there are sick days, personal leaves, do not have to be taken, you have to get release, they're not part of the bargaining agreement, and they can be hourly. So the terms are still the same, but it's been converted into hours, because it is not beneficial for the school district for an administrator to take a half a day off when they only need to be out of the building for 1 hour. And so, all the times were converted into hours. So they have a doctor's appointment, they can be gone for 1 hour, not a half a day. You know, if they are not gonna be here until later, they don't have to take a full day if it's afternoon. So it was for the beneficial of the school to do that. Also, with a new administrator coming in, they will have, they will need extra time to set up schedules, to set up where we're at, catch up, just all that stuff. So there the board is agreed to grant 10 extra days for a transition period to do that. And it's just for this school year only.
We did throw on that the principal / administrator will be evaluated yearly by the board of trustees, and staff communication of job performance will be considered. We wanted that right. So we didn't throw that on the contract. So after the hiring committee met, staff meet and greet, community meet and greet, lots of discussion followed. So much so that we adjourned and met the next morning to keep discussing. Really appreciate the discussion, thought it was just genuine, great questions. And after interviewing 3 very solid candidates, the hiring committee is putting before the board that we hire Ms. English for our admin team. Board members of any other board company.
I'm staying, so.
So if you have any. Yeah. So if I can get a motion to approve Ms. English as our admin for the 25-26 year.
I'll make a motion to approve hiring Miss English as a 25-26 school administrator.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, moving on.
There was a statement that Liz had prepared for after the contract was approved. She said, "My intention was to attend the board meeting this afternoon, but I have been pulled into something at Kalispell Public Schools that needs my immediate attention. Should the board approve me as the new old returning principal administrator, and you feel it is appropriate, I would like the following to be read afterward. I am so excited to be returning to Kyla as principal next year. As you know, I was previously in this role and moved into a district administrative position in Kalispell Public Schools. While I have gained invaluable mentorship and professional experience at KPS, I have missed the energy, spirit, and close-knit feel of our Cougar community. The distance from students and teachers in my current role has made it clear that my passion lies in directing, supporting teachers and students in the school setting. I can't wait for my family and I to be back next year. Let's make it great. Go Cougs. Thank you, Liz."
Who's,
Much of the Bobcat one.
someone's still on.
Am I supposed to say something?
You have in your board packet, something that says regarding.
Yeah, I gave you all of that. So it's basically that we're down to the time where people have to sign their children up for the programs coming up. If they're gonna bring them to Kalispell or whatnot. And I wish Anna were here because I think she's one that puts her kids in other things during the summer. And so it's kind of, you have to meet that deadline. So if we're gonna do it, we need to let our families know so they can not pay for those weeks that they take their kids to another place.
Yeah, and I think that cutoff is in April.
Yeah, it's coming up and that's why we
very
hurried up and put it on this. So I gave you the information regarding like what happened with it last year. I personally think it's really cool program and I get a lot of great feedback from our parents. But you can see with the notes that I put in there, maybe some changes would help. It did cost our, how much did I say it cost? Oh, let me give it home.
$1,061.40.
Yeah, so we lost out, but that was because we didn't have enough campers. And at the last minute, the second round, we had like 4 pull out and they received their money's back. So, but yet our first round, we had 13 campers. And so it was full. I was busy.
I do think if we're gonna do this, we need to strongly consider payment in advance and not. That's what all other camps are.
Mhm.
You pay for your slot to be there. I literally had a death. One of my parents died and I could not. Like, without going through extensive paperwork and death certificates and everything else. So I think that we should consider that if we're gonna.
And I think our cost needs to increase, it was $100 last year and the year prior. But $125 for the 5 days, that's $25 a day for the whole day. That's pretty doable, I think. I don't know what the cost is in town. You know,
It's between $40 to $60 a
a
day
day, okay.
for the Parks and Rec.
So we're still very competitive. 20.
Right, so that's on you, you guys, those are just my suggestions. Whatever you decide, I'm down to teach and to do camps.
I'm assuming we would refund if we don't hit our.
Yes, that would be refundable, so for typically the first session is super full. And then people just have, and I feel waiting so long in August last year, just. Our attendance was very low. It was too close to the school year, too many things going on. Everybody's wrapping up their summer and it just, you know, they just backed out. So closer together, if we're gonna do 2 sessions, they're like a week apart.
Is there a reason why we did that so far apart?
Cause I have no idea what I was doing and you learn from our mistakes.
I didn't know if there was like.
I just felt spacing it out, I was like, oh, let's do once a month. And so I just did the same week in the month, like the second or third week of the month. And I did spread it out that way. And I found that didn't work. So, yeah, I would do what I put on there.
Appreciate your honesty.
Yeah, well,
So is
I'm very honest.
each session 1 week?
What?
Each session is just one folder.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it would be nice to offer, I do think it's hard when you're getting closer to school.
Yes.
Kids to come back, so I think maybe even, I don't know if you're open to like end of June, end of July. A lot of people, August are trying to get,
Back to school.
yeah, last minute vacations and different things like that.
My only concern is with the June one, or I can't see, I'm standing up, is. So since we're just getting out of school, how do you think attendance would be for them to come right back to school 2 weeks later? That was my main, and then you can't do that first week because that's the 4th of July and all of those activities that are going on. That's why I believe I may have not even done it the very following week of 4th of July. It might have been the week after. So going from right after the 4th of July, that first week, and then we would have a week, then it would be the tail end of July, start of the August.
I guess my thought is that the people who need it.
Right, and that's,
Daycare.
yep.
It's,
I think that you guys decide. Like I said, I gave you the info. I'm willing to be here and to do it. You just tell me what you think.
I think, maybe correct me if I'm wrong too, TJ, because my kids have been in school for a long time, but it seemed like all the sports camps were those first 2 weeks in June. And so, I don't know if you would want to, like, that might have changed since my kids were there, but the basketball camps and all that stuff were like right after school got over.
they mentioned.
So June 23rd would be the first week in June, and we were just getting out.
School. Basketball, football campers, great after school.
So my thoughts were like July 7th. And then maybe even we could go July 28th.
I
And
think
that
July 7th, there's gonna have a lot of cancellations, us 4th of July weekend.
Mhm. And I think the week that I did do it was like the 14th, that week. And that was very successful. And maybe it is that we only do one,
Or
and
the
it's just
14th.
that week. Or you do 2 back-to-back weeks was Anna's suggestion last year when we had talked about it, is to do 2 back-to-back weeks. And be done.
Yeah, I mean, 2 back-to-back weeks or like the 14th and 28th where you have a week in between if you want recovery. I mean, I think that would be probably,
Does anybody know like the schedules are like, are there going to be other sports camps and everything in the valley?
Yeah, and I feel like the football ones are like the 21st of July, that area, because they have their, players come in and then their players, start practices, or it's kind of the start of their season to do those camps. And then they roll right into 2 days and all that stuff right in August, so.
Seems like there's offerings all summer now.
yeah.
Yeah, and maybe we just, I don't think we have enough time to go to the next board meeting with a decision on it, but maybe I could do some more searching and see what camps are already listed and go look at those dates.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably gonna be hard for you to accommodate them.
Yeah,
Maybe we can try to tease them on these. If we continue to not have issues last second.
yeah, yeah,
That's reasonable.
yeah.
That way you can get it rolling and
Mhm. Okay,
so.
Meet starting July 15th, starting July 28th, with the camper price at 125 if someone washes his couch time, Monday through Friday. Phoenix will be required in advance, non-refundable, unless of course you give us district of canceling it because we don't. But I don't like more campers will give every money back, just cancel that session.
I'm willing to make a motion to all of that.
But
Regarding all that, the 125, the Monday through Friday, 8 to 4, payment in advance, non-refundable unless we cancel.
And the 14th and the 28th weeks of.
I will second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Senate Bill 307 is required by law. It is for transparency with your taxpayers. There are, the funds that are required are adult ed, bus depreciation, transportation, tuition, and building reserve. We have 3 of those. And so what you have to estimate, and these are total estimations, because your taxable values haven't come out yet, your budget's changed, but if you don't ask for it, then get it. So anyway, so they want transparency. You need to notify your taxpayers of what the possible increases for next year are. And so this will be published in the paper after 2 weeks.
Understand here. From last year, so this is worst case scenarios.
This is to make up.
We can make the motion to approve SB 307 resolution. Yeah.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Moving on to the cross-country athletic director. We have, the board has had a continued discussion regarding cross-country, its uniqueness being that it's just completely spread out, the kids tend to start and end in a different spots, which is a containment and security discussion that we keep having as a board. So this time the board is being asked to consider a contract for $250, which would allow our athletic director to kind of function as a secondary off-site coach, because cross-country is crazy about. The budget committee is working, making this better. It is completely, we are working on fixing this for next year.
I'll make a motion to approve. I'll make a motion to approve the contract for Mary Eli to Austin Cross.
Right. I will second it.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Year on for school year 25-26 certified teacher staff renewal, non-renewal for 10-year teachers.
I recommend the renewal all staff that are tenured for the 25-26.
And for my minutes,
If you want to start saying something.
No, I didn't say that in, I started. Shauna Ogden, Mary Eli, Christine Mecum, Karen McHugh, and there's some, Lydia Major, Autumn Benson, and Tara Barrett.
Motion to approve all rehiring or renewing of tenured staff.
Nope. As listed by Dr.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you.
and contracts will be in your box. No, these are the contracts of intent. That's the district's responsibility to say that. No. And so they will be in your box. They are due within 20 days. Final.
I recommend renewal of non-tenured staff. That includes Josh Jinks, Dana Jinks, Amy Iverson, Tika Counts, Matt Conover, Christian Bitteroff, Brandy Vickery, and Rebecca Stacy for the 25-26 school.
I'll make a motion to approve renewing all non-tenured staff as listed by the.
I will second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Inside, business manager.
Actually, we have to table this because they're mailing it out today.
I can get a motion to take. MSSA curriculum library.
I will make a motion to table the MSSA.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? No, you guys move on to this.
The MSSA is the agreement for our curriculum and library. options.
So, each board member played an evaluation, and you know, the state has got stuck in like limbo because people hates me, so. We eventually got it all put together, I did sit down with Sharon and go, so it's terrible. If we wanted to have any discussions about it. Anybody?
Six.
So on the last page, she is yellow highlighted. She is raised. Contract. And.
I'll take a motion, I'll make a motion to renew Sharon's contract term system.
I will second.
All in favor?
I,
Are they public?
Public knowledge. So the terms of my contract were 0% increase to wage, 0% increase towards annuity benefits. 4 days a week.
You don't need to wait for. Yeah, and that's probably my fault, if I told her not.
Yes, do you want me to do it or do we want to wait?
So. We can just move on to information item, info discussion.
So exciting. So we actually had, we got the scholarship information out to the high schools. And we had 2 returning students and they got so tall. And so we were able to issue, our scholarships are for $250. And so, they were granted to two people. And then as soon as they send the invoice from the schools, we'll issue a check for. But yes, we are the only rural school that I know of that offers a scholarship, so it's amazing.
Who bought it?
But,
Who bought them? You can't say?
No.
Oh, ever?
Well, yeah, but just.
No.
Not right.
Okay. That's fine.
Not right.
That's fine.
I don't have their consent.
Oh. Discussion, national and local test scores, which, 85% to the last one. Board meeting, I think, well, it was like, I'll say such a sign, Anna roped her into doing it. Come on.
And she's not even here. What one do you want me to start? You have a preference of what, like, as I shared 2 with you, I got the Ames web version and the state version. Do you have a preference of what you need to put up?
We can start with. Well, photographs are that do state counties. No. Hopefully let's, and go. Okay, there it is. This was just kind of what I put in here, because I reached out to the state, so I kind of just put in what they do. They do not ask schools to show like their benchmarking data at Ames Webster. They only look at the end of the year test scores. So you will only see 3rd through 8th because K1, 2 do not do it. So if you have any questions, please let me know. It'll just start ELA scores. It'll be all the ELA scores. And then the first one's the state. The second one is Flathead County. The third one we see, I wish I could make it bigger so it's all on one page. Kaylee's gonna fix it for me. Thank you. Your number. Oh, Kaylee deleted it.
Great.
Push F11. It has an airplane on it. Okay,
You can get to zoom up to more than 100%.
Or go like this on your mouse.
Here.
Okay.
you're doing it. You just did it. Turn it to full screen. This one, no, right up there. The 3.
Yeah, and then full screen, zoom, with that little box right there. That's what I was trying to do.
There we go. Okay, so this is our ELA scores. Please take a look. You will see on state and Flathead County, there are 4. For Kyla, we only have 3. We were able to opt out of our 23-24 because we are part of the Mass Pilot Program. And so we could, OPI offered that to any schools. If you did the Mass Pilot Program, then you don't have to take the SBAC. Otherwise, we'd be doing all of the windows of MAST and SBAC at the end of the year because they did not take any data from the MAST, but we opted out to not do that. So that is why you are only seeing 3. So when you look at these, if you want to compare, ignore the top one on the state and the county, because we don't have any data to represent that, but I wanted to still show it to see what you guys, so you can see what they did last year with the schools that did participate in it. From my understanding, a lot of the schools that did the MAST opted out of SBAC. There was still a few. OPI didn't tell me which ones or the amount or anything. She just said a lot of them did opt out. So this is 3rd grade. You know, if you have any questions, I have to scroll up to make sure I tell you. Red is novice, nearing proficient, proficient, and then advanced. Is kind of how you're looking at those color codes. If you want me to keep going, let me know. If you want me to pause.
I guess just kind of hard to tell.
What
So the
year?
top one is
The top, yep, it goes 23, 22, 23, the next row for like Kyla. Oh, no, good. For Kyla, it goes in like last year, you know, 23, 24, 22, 23. Let me pull back up my side here.
I'm not
The
showing
bottom
them
row is
anymore.
this year. Is that correct?
No, the top one. We don't have one for this year yet, since end of the year.
Oh,
The bottom one was 3 years ago.
okay.
The top one would have been last year, but we don't have last year's score because we did not do it, right? Okay, so the very top one, like on the state, is 23, 24. The next one is 22, 23. Next one's 21, 22, and then 20, 21. There was none for COVID. Like I could have gone all the way back to 2016 on this, but then there was that break year for COVID because no one did state testing that year. So I just took the 4 years. If you guys wanted to see more years, I definitely can get to that. But I figured the top 4 was probably the best. You want me to move on to the next one?
Yep.
So next will be 4th grade ELA.
That look good, that's all I know. It was last.
Teachers, I can share this with.
So just so I'm understanding this correctly, like looking at 4th grade, 30% of our 4th graders are below proficient,
Yes,
Last year.
1/3.
that was in 22, 23.
Yeah, and only a third of ours are. What is yellow considered?
Proficient.
Nearing proficient
Nearing
or
proficient.
proficient?
It goes novice, nearing proficient, proficient, and then advanced. That's how the state looks at it. That easier. Do you guys want me to make it so they're not all three on there? So you
No,
can
that's
read the
perfect.
percentiles, that's okay. You want me to go to fifth grade? Are you guys good? Okay, here is fifth grade. For Kyla, it's 22-23.
Years ago.
Yep.
Is your share with
Girl
staff,
Yeah.
right? All right, so.
Yep. So that would have been, Kyla would be 22-23. So you'd be looking at this one here to line up with ours. Are you guys ready for sixth grade? This one is sixth grade.
So the percentages under Kyla for all the grades so far,
Mhm.
you know, it'll show like 31.8, 27, 22, but it doesn't give us the rest. Like, it doesn't add up to 100%. Is there a reason for that?
We have some students, let's see, that year, like we did have, like it's just third through eighth. I mean, it could have been like some students that have not completed it all, because sometimes we had absentees. I've never been able to do 100% turn in. We are required to have at least a 92% turnout.
These numbers will consistently add up to 70%, 75.
I'm also worried about all your special education centers where they have alternative assessment.
You remove them
Yeah,
from.
just.
They're not- they-
take the same.
yeah. Which we do not have a lot of students.
Not have 30%.
So that is a good question. I can't find an answer for you guys if you would like. But I don't know if it's just because it's thinking of, the only other way I can think of it, it's thinking it as a whole school and we're only doing third through eighth, but that would maybe make sense a little bit, but. I can reach out to OPI and get the right answer for you.
Because this is their data, right?
This is their data.
Yeah.
I pulled this off of from OPI. This is not anything, yeah, this is not anything that I took or anything. They gave me what they use and I pulled it directly
Right.
off of
I
that.
just wonder what criteria they're using to only give us like 7.
Mhm.
Or the.
And I can maybe even have an answer for you by the end of this, because I can get on their website.
Okay.
So,
Do the county ones add up to 100? Like, I can't see them.
They look a lot closer, just.
Oh.
Spitball
Like at all.
numbers, right?
Yeah, they're close to it, like.
They are.
80,
Oh, really?
65. For the
70, 80. Yes. But then like if you look at seventh grade ELA, that one lines up a little better, 40, 80, but still not. So I will definitely find that out for you and let you know. Your seventh grade,
7th graders. That's 80.
yeah, we're at 88 grades. But then if you look at the previous year, it's 65.
Right.
What year did you say this was?
This one here is 22-23. And then this top one here, like on these
We have
four.
no advanced on any of our.
There's
23,
nothing.
Clearly have advanced.
It's really a weird way.
You gotta remember too, this is the state testing too. You know, it's SBAC. This is only SBAC data that they are using. It's not like all our stuff throughout the year. It's the end of the year assessment that we've had to always do. And we always said that week testing. This is just
We
the
should
SBAC.
still have advanced kids show up.
Maybe that's the percentage.
Yeah, something is weird.
There were, I thought there were blue ones.
And if you want, I could actually even just pull up where I got it and we can look at it there. It would be very quick for me to pull that up.
And we didn't do the SBAC testing 23, 24.
We opted out.
Would have done that.
Yeah, we were tested out.
Nothing but test. I know, even worse.
So
The
that's
fourth
eighth grade.
grade.
Now we're getting into math, same color code.
So now we're at third grade math. Please let me know if I'm scrolling too fast.
Our numbers are consistently, our kids are in the red 10% more than Flathead County. Do you feel that the numbers are pretty accurate?
These don't feel accurate to me. I mean, don't teach any of these grades, but I know our kids.
Yeah.
And I know we have advanced kids.
We definitely do, and I can also just say, I mean, I don't do testing anymore, but obviously I did for years. So much of it just depends on how your kids are doing on that day. Like,
Yeah.
you have many kids that will just click through as
And they
fast
do.
as they can. And then you have some kids that take a lot of time and a lot of pride in it. And I mean, that's something that as like a whatever used to be middle school teacher, we would see a lot where it's like, okay, you're done. You've been off doing this for 5 minutes.
I mean, our fifth grade math is 50% of the classes below.
In the 22 points.
That, this is all data that's like 2 years old,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not up,
so.
Right.
Updated either. I wonder why we're looking at 2-year-old
Yeah.
stuff.
Because we.
that's all we have.
We as a school.
She's also
But even then, I mean, that's still.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I feel like our,
Now,
yeah.
where are they right now? This would be the
Right.
concern. If less than half the class was proficient in fifth grade, what is the seventh grade class?
Gotta
at right now?
compare it, yeah.
I mean, even if it's 2 years old, it's still concerning.
Those pictures go here.
Isn't? Yeah, but we split them, not teachers have, and then Rebecca and then, I'm sorry, 7? Sorry,
Eighth grade math teachers,
this,
the advanced.
oh, I'm talking about, so Becca teaches on level and. So we have. Last week that we're doing those. Things that there's no. This kind of slow. So that's when. Why did that areas are receiving efficiencies? Sure.
Okay, you guys,
I think also, sorry, that.
The data was not accurate.
no.
Okay.
In my screenshot, it did not take, so you guys are right. So I do want to greatly apologize because this does have high score. I don't know what happened, to be completely honest.
Something got cut off.
Something got cut off.
Maybe we'll just.
So do you want me to table it or do you want me to share you what I got?
Maybe we could realize.
Okay. Do you want me to do my intro?
No, we'll come back to.
I was just gonna
Yeah,
say.
I do want to apologize to staff because that was not a fair, accurate thing from you guys. When,
That's late.
sorry, wipe it clean, start over. Okay, isn't it weird?
I see it with my.
Isn't it weird?
It's like I had your computer for a second.
We're gonna move up to our.
And we pulled like.
Okay, so our preliminary numbers came out.
That was not their
first. And they are truly preliminary. They are base. And we are short $30,000 from our current budget. The budgets have not included inflationary costs, which are a given. They just haven't come out with them yet. And then a lot depends on the STARS Act. Whether participation versus non-participation will have a lot of factors involved. We have gone through every fund looking for possibilities of optional funding. We have been successful in that. So we are diligently working. We haven't started on line items yet because right now it's kind of irrelevant until we get more solid budget numbers. So that's kind of where we're at. Keep checking data sheets, see how they come in. So we may not get the final budget actually will not be adopted until August, but they're hoping to have some numbers, especially with the commitments for the stars that are due in May. The sheets will be changing constantly.
Trustee nomination update.
We have, I think, 4 packets out. We have 1 packet turned in. And, how it works is if I get 1 more turned in that's qualified, the qualification means the registered voter in Kyla School District. We get 2 for the 2 positions. We do not have to have an election. If I get a 3rd one, then we have to have an election.
The county does the election.
The county does the elections now.
It'd be interesting how that process works. It'd be like,
Sometimes we'll still have to canvass, you know, all the law stuff, but, yes. Yes.
it was just a little bit more money than a lot less scary.
And so the first thing on is the after-school programs. I met with them, we're meeting on Thursdays. They just come in about 20-30 minutes early on that day, and then we meet, and then we go on to our school. We do have a binder in place, a student support binder. The first time we met, I already have a sheet created for them, but we just kind of went over it and made sure it identified anything that they thought might need to be added. We went over how to fill it out, and then what we do is they just leave it in my box if there's any concerns. So if today they have any concerns before they leave, they'll leave it in my mailbox and I'll get it in the morning. And then what I do for them is I just write that I followed up with the parent or whatever. And then I put it back in their mailbox because they check it when they arrive every day. So that seemed to be working well. I think it's going okay. We've been talking about just some different things in as far as management of students and trying to just approach it a little differently.
And so you did, work with them to their spaces. Okay.
Yes, they had used one several years ago, and it kind of gave me some ideas of what it looked like, but we don't have a copy of it anymore. It was like 2 admin ago, I think. So I just made one and then I had it ready for them on Thursday. And I said, do you remember anything else that was on the form that you might want to add or take away? And they were happy with it. And they just asked that I not use the backside in case they need more large writing space. Not only the, great copies front and back. So I said that was okay with mine.
So they're using that, has that, have they recorded anything really?
They just started this last Thursday.
Yeah, so it's.
But I haven't had it. No, they haven't left it in my mailbox yet.
Okay.
So.
Okay, cool.
Facilities update, I do have a couple things. On page 39 of your board packet, there's information from Comfort Systems USA. The highlighted amount is what you, that you see for the 15,884 is the quote for replacing the heaters in the gym. We've just had to have several maintenance calls on them this year, and working on them. So Sharon just went ahead and got us a quote on what it would cost to replace them. Sharon, do you really know if we're replaced?
They've been here as long as I have.
Okay, so timing wise, they're getting a little older. And I just want you to have that for end of the year funds. If you want to before, just wanted you to have that number in your head because it's a rather large number. So,
Our guarantee bill is going to be very close.
So I'm new reading about first.
I asked him if it would be more efficient. He said yes. And they have a maintenance plan.
Where in the budget would we?
That would come out. And
It'll come out of this year's end money if we have.
And so
Okay,
if not, can we use it?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna say this $500 gain for electricity. Pays for itself for.
Minus the maintenance cost.
Yeah.
Every time they come out, it's between 7,000.
Be nice to remove some of these band-aids on the.
So we can, they want to look so.
Maybe maids all know more of your items.
Do you know if these guys do anything with that? So, or they just?
Well, they used to be Mercy Brothers.
That's-
Mercy Brothers, so,
That's one thing that's been in my head since we had the college outage. Winter. All of a sudden, already turns to strategy. I know. That's why it's in my head, like, if we have your money, so that's something that we could. So that's something that's not. So. And how would that work with these?
I guess if we needed air conditioners, so yeah, no.
Also the stairs going up into the office, you'll notice that there's some erosion just from salt being used out there, so those are, the handrails are almost ready to be replaced. There's some that are dwindling down to pieces, so, and then the reader board, has an issue. Really noticed it today, I noticed it in the student, earlier this week when I came in, there's a blurred spot, on the right side of the board. If you just stepped out there right now and watched, you might not notice it. If you watch each of the slides, it has to have writing in that area that's like not working correctly.
I saw different colors in your fire.
Yeah, and then it's like, if you look at the spring break sign, that's right at the top of the 8, you can tell where it's blurred out. I saw it and then I went back out and I didn't see it. And then I thought I had made the border around the number too large, and that then when it was presenting, it was just blurring out. So I made it smaller, and then Kaylee sent me a text today. It's like, I think there's something wrong. And I was like, oh, I was hoping it was just the font that I used, but it's not. So I wasn't here today, but she gave me that information and even took a picture so I can reach out tomorrow. I did see the electrician as I walked over, so I just asked him, and he said to start with just what our warranty, yeah, see what our warranty is and go from there. I spoke with him briefly just because I wanted to make sure he didn't think there was like a crack or anything, because with it raining, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want water getting into it and making a disaster. So I'll reach out tomorrow and find out more to see what's going on with it. It's the area is only probably the size of a piece of paper.
I guess about 12 by 12 probably.
No,
It's right in the middle. I went and looked. There's no like physical damage on the outside to it. It's just. It's the lights, some of the lights are going out, so it's a different color. I mean, you can see, even when it's black, you can see that it's like not quite backlit as much as the other ones are. So it's like that panel specifically is going. And it is only on one side. It checked both sides.
That was good. Yeah, kind of a bummers, like already we're here or something, and it's been really well received. I mean, I know the list, but we had one day this week where 3 people came in to get paperwork to fill out about being a sub. We were like, where did you come from? And most of them had seen it on the sign. So, and then for some reason, the lasagna dinner sign is too high. So I fixed that and moved it down, but it still looked weird today. So I'll look at that again. Yeah, that's all I have.
We're gonna move back up to our YWGR update.
Hi, sorry for my tardiness.
No, that's my eyes are up here.
I know, I told Chelsea to text me and I didn't realize it was gonna all go so fast, so. Anyways, not much different than our last update, so we have 16 youth that we're serving within 13 different families. We have 2 pending referrals right now from the school. We just had 2 not too long ago discharges. And most of our kids and families are on track with their current treatment goals. Treatment needs might need to be revised on different situations, and we just kind of do that as needed. Nothing wild and crazy to report. There's not going to be a spring break program, but I think everybody's pretty aware of that. Both the staff are going to be gone on vacation, so tentatively no spring break program.
Just to add to that just a little bit, Carly, Chastity, Tara, and I meet we try once a week sometimes on where we have it set on our schedule every Thursday to do a check-in, but they also do crisis management, so, we kind of just have to go with the flow, but we do meet and try to just touch base on.
Which is nice.
Mhm.
Yes, yes.
And normally we do offer program during every break, except spring break is my sanity time, so I've never offered it, so it's nothing new. Families.
They're
are
taking
used to this.
vacation, which they're allowed to take vacation whenever they want, so they're taking their vacation time. But yeah, we do offer it all through the summer. It's not usually 5 days a week. It's usually like 3 or 4 days a week, depending on families' needs and wants, but definitely June, July, August, there will be programming, so.
Okay, I have a random question. Do some of your kids go to Tika's summer?
It kind of depends. Sometimes when Tika is here, I do like to piggyback with her, because it's just more fun. So it makes life easier for both of us.
I just
So,
didn't know if you saw a decline this week, or.
no, not really, but it makes life easier for the both of us when we're together here.
Yeah, when they have free time, then they have more kiddos to play with, I guess.
And then we can do things together. So, like movies in the gym and art projects because she's very artistic. Just makes life easier. So, but no, I don't really see a decline, but it just depends on what's going on in the summer. I mean, school district 5, they're doing stuff or those summer camps.
When would you like me to return to give another update? I think technically I was supposed to come last month, but it was a little, yeah.
I was like, please don't put that.
So I could come May if you want me to, or June. It doesn't matter.
Well,
Don't be up to them.
Yeah, we have 2 in June. So at the end of the month is like all the final budget or preliminary budgets and wrap up this fiscal year. So first you have to pay the losses.
Oh, yeah.
The updates were done. Get more involved with the not just we gotta judge, so I just wanna make sure the board has an opportunity to change the offers.
I was gonna say, I think can typically send them out in June.
So we could even just hold off and the board could determine if the updates. We can just put
Sure.
the board can discuss when the contract comes for use.
Sounds good.
Thank you. Question?
I have like,
Oh, sure.
what you have,
Yes, oh, yeah, my data was not, it is accurate, but I can figure out why that's not showing 100% percentile. Okay. Because I could pull up and see that the year 22-23, we had 99.2% students that completed it. Okay. So it's still not adding up accurately of hitting that 100%. So we can still table it if you want, so I can find that information if you want, but looking at all my stuff, I bet two people witness it, that is correct. So
The numbers are not numbering.
but
So-
yes, but I mean, my pictures that I have shared with you are. So that's up to you guys what you want to do. I'll give you a chance to figure out, and I can get those questions, if there's any other questions you guys want me to find out that I can add on here. No. I can start Wednesday at 3:30, is that work for you? Yeah. But you wanted to- I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Oh, second.
Okay.
Yeah.